Hello everyone! So I recently read The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. I really enjoyed the book, even though it's not something I'd normally choose to read. My mom thought that I would like the book, and she was definitely right. The book was published in 1924. It takes place in New York and on Long Island in the year 1922. Nick Carraway tells the story even though he is one of the main characters. Nick meets his new neighbor, Jay Gatsby. They live in the West Egg. Jay throws these extravagant parties every Saturday night. Unlike his neighbors, Nick is a Yale graduate. Everyone else has made their money recently. Nick visits his cousin Daisy and her husband Tom, who live in the East Egg. I really personally have a grudge against Tom. He treats Daisy like crap, and he keeps an apartment in the city to have an affair with Myrtle Wilson. Myrtle is married as well. At one point, Tom even shows his violent side by breaking Myrtle's nose just because she teased him about Daisy. What a freaking jerk. Back to the parties. As summer goes on, Nick manages to get an invitation to one of Gatsby's parties. Nick runs into Jordan Baker, whom he met at Daisy's house earlier on. Jordan is a very beautiful, young, and quite cynical woman. She ends up being a love interest to Nick, which makes him pretty relatable. Nick and Jordan meet Gatsby. To their surprise, Gatsby is relatively young and has an English accent. Gatsby knew Daisy in 1917. Gatsby's parties are an attempt to win Daisy. Nick gets tasked with setting up a meeting between the two. He invites Daisy over for tea, but doesn't mention that Jay will be there. After an awkward reunion, Jay and Daisy begin an affair. Not long after, Tom starts to get suspicious of his wife's relationship with Jay. During a luncheon at the Buchanans, which is Tom's last name, Gatsby stares at Daisy with love in his eyes. Tom realizes that Daisy's having an affair. He's upset that she is having an affair, despite the fact that he is involved in his own personal one. Tom tries to assert his dominance over Gatsby and decides to send Daisy and Jay back to the East Egg. Tom also provides false information about Gatsby. Add that to the list of reasons why I hate Tom. Nick, Jordan, and Tom drive through the Valley of Ashes. The Valley of Ashes is an industrial dumping site. They discover that Myrtle has been hit by Jay's car, which is a beautiful yellow convertible. Daisy was behind the wheel, but Jay decided to take the blame for the accident. George Wilson, who is Myrtle's husband, kills Jay because he believes that Jay was actually Myrtle's lover, when it was really Tom. That's one more reason why I can't stand Tom. After Jay is killed, George commits suicide so that way he won't be charged with murder. Nick arranges a small funeral for Jay and then decides to move back to the Midwest. I really liked that Nick told the story and that it wasn't some external narrator. Nick happened to be my favorite character in the whole story because he was very relatable to today. Actually, the whole book was pretty relatable to the kind of people you'd see today. I mean, you can easily see people like Tom outside. People being complete twits like Tom. I would definitely recommend the book, and I can't wait to watch the movie to see how it compares. I hope you enjoyed my video review.